Live, this is News 8 at 11.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Craig. We begin tonight with a developing story out of Hartford. Just as families were enjoying the Memorial Day holiday outside, having a picnic, kids playing around, that peaceful day was just shattered by a drive-by shooting. The victim rushed to the hospital. News 8's Bob Wilson joins us now live from Hartford. He is the very latest. Bob, how's that victim doing tonight?
Well, we're still trying to get a condition on him, and right now police are looking for the shooters. However, the story here is we got there just moments after the shooting happened, and it was almost like it didn't happen at all. We started talking to people, and they said it's just the opposite. They say it happens all too often.
It's a lot of them happening around here. You know, it's good to keep your kids indoors.
That's the first thing I said. I just called my kids inside. Let's go. This is a very dangerous street.
It's crazy out here. It's a lot of shooting going on, I guess, between Go Park and the school.
Angel Aries was on his way to the park with his 3 daughters close to his side when shots rang out. To him, it's just another drive-by shooting.
I have my girl on my sides, and I always look at the cars, because some cars are coming from Pennsylvania maybe, and Springfield, Massachusetts, and stuff like that. We don't know who's who.
Police are tracking down the shooter while one man is in the hospital, condition unknown. It happened just after 3 o'clock on Broad Street in Hartford. Minutes after the shooting, the kids were out with the parents walking by the police, by the crime scene tape, and by the shell casings to the park.
I see it every day, so I get used to it, you know, so it don't really make a difference. But like, you know, you say your kids is out here, you got to protect them.
Well, today's shooting happened here on Broad Street. There was another shooting just 2 days ago. A couple was arguing inside a dollar store, and that's when the man, police say, pulled out a gun and shot his ex in the chest and then turned the gun on himself.
And he just said, everybody run. She ran the other way. She went to grab kids because there's some small kids in there.
That happened literally about 2 blocks up that way and another block over to the left. People in the neighborhood say it's very common.
There's plenty of shootings, plenty of drive-by shooting, and it's very dangerous. So that's why my kids, if they play in the back, not in the front.
Memorial Day is supposed to be a nice day, you know, for people that passed away. Enjoy the day, man, you know what I mean? And just going crazy.
And police have made an arrest in the first shooting that happened on Saturday. They are looking down at the shooter here. If you have any information on this drive-by shooting that happened around 3 o'clock on Broad Street, please call the police. They do have some clues and are hoping to make an arrest soon. I'm Bob Wilson, reporting live in Hartford, News 8.
All right, Bob, thank you. Police say a shoplifting incident turned into a carjacking this afternoon in Hamden. It happened outside of the ShopRite on Dixwell Avenue. Police say that crook ran out of the store with more than $250 worth of goods. Once in that parking lot, investigators say he forced his way into a car, saying that he had a gun and that he was going to shoot that teenage driver if he didn't drive him away from store security. Well, that crook is still out there tonight. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous. This Memorial Day holiday turned tragic off of a popular Norwalk beach today. 4 friends all went out fishing this afternoon. One of them never made it back to shore. News 8's Stephanie Simone has more on the efforts tonight to find that canoeist and has more insight into who he is. Stephanie, so they've called off the search for tonight?
Yeah, crews called off the search at 8:30 tonight, but they will be back out in the morning. And all this after a 40-year-old Norwalk man just wanted to go fishing. He got pulled on under the water and he hasn't been seen since.
He was saying last night, oh, we're all going fishing. We're all going fishing tomorrow. We all have off, so we're going fishing. I guess he didn't know that the way the ocean was going to be today, so rough.
Norwalk police say 4 men paddled a canoe meant for 2 off of Calf Pasture Beach. The waves crashed in and panic set in. 2 had life jackets, 2 did not. Their friend did not want to go on camera, but spoke with survivors.
The boat flipped over, he got up, and he was like, help me, help me. I guess the water was pulling him from the bottom, and he couldn't do nothing. And the other guy that saw him saying, help me, he couldn't really swim. So he went to the other guy, and the other guy was the one that had a life jacket on, and he was holding on to him.
For more than 8 hours, more than 10 boats scoured the waters. Dive teams navigated under the tides, and 2 helicopters circled overhead.
I think if you have a 2-man canoe, you should have 2 men and not 4. I think you should have a life preserver for each party. They should be wearing that life preserver. And you have to encounter the fact that swimming ability was maybe small to non-existent, as well as the cold water temperature.
The water sits at a chilly 58 degrees, part of the reason this went from a rescue to a recovery mission at 4 this afternoon. Friends say they tried calling his wife and 2 children in Guatemala, but they cannot get a hold of them.
It's kind of sad to not see him, say goodbye to him. He was a very nice guy, calm, very hard worker, loved fishing, to go fishing.
And friends say even though he loved to go fishing, he was also a hard worker as a masonry, sending his money back to Guatemala for his wife and children. Crews will be back out here on the morning, searching in the morning. We're live in Norwalk tonight. Stephanie Simone, News 8. New at 11 tonight, New Britain police say a car drove into a house. It happened at 51 Elm Street earlier this evening. No injuries are being reported right now, and police are just starting to clear that scene. Someone keeps on writing racist graffiti on the inside of a condo complex in West Haven. For the past several weeks, that complex on Main Street, it's next to the Hampton House Apartments, has seen several anti-Semitic and racist threats written there in the elevator. Each time it ends up being washed off, but new graffiti keeps coming back. The most recent one, a threat about a hot summer. Then days later, someone started a fire in the parking garage just down below. People who live there are concerned.
I mean, anybody who was crazy enough to start a fire in the garage, who knows what they're capable of.
Actually, I was a little scared, especially because I'm coming to visit.
Well, that investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is urged to call police. On this evening, closing out the Memorial Day holiday, cops are out in full force tonight. They're making sure that people are not drunk driving and speeding. Police in Norwich set up sobriety checkpoints throughout the area. It's part of their Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. It's all in an effort to make sure the roads are safer out there tonight. And we've been updating you with the number of tickets given out throughout the weekend by state troopers. So far, troopers have issued about 876 seatbelt violations, more than 1,000 speeding tickets, and 44 people have been arrested for driving under the influence.
Beautiful day. I'm enjoying it, doing my regular workout on the beach here. Beautiful.
Not a lot of people have gone in the water yet, but it's a good time.
Well, it was a beautiful day today for many Memorial Day celebrations. Some folks, as you see there, hit the beach and soaked up that sun today. Not everybody had great weather, though. The parade in Berlin today was canceled because of rain this morning. And there were a lot of people out in Hammonasset today. Typically on a warm summer day, they get about 4,000 cars. Today they had 5,600 cars, estimated to have about 4 people in them each. That comes in, if you do the math, to about 22,000 people out there today. They also had about 3,000 people on the campgrounds.
Good evening. I'm Storm Team 8 meteorologist Erica Martin with a first look at your weather. I hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day. Of course, it was gorgeous outside for the most part. Some of us saw some light showers farther north. And in fact, as we take a look at our satellite and radar image, we're still picking up on some very light returns for parts of Windham County and some clouds pushing in. Less clouds for parts of western Connecticut. Now current temperatures seeing lots of 60s and some 70s. Orange at 70 degrees, Stamford 73, and Old Saybrook along with Norwich currently at 67 degrees. Highs for today were pretty nice. We saw lots of 80s, upper 80s in Windsor Locks. Now coming up in my weather stories, 60s make a comeback. So we're going from upper 80s to low to mid 60s. Details coming up in my full forecast, and back to you.
Erica, thank you. The driver of a car carrying 2 small children that crash landed upside down in a swimming pool is now facing charges. Police say the 25-year-old Marcus Harvin of New Britain crashed into a telephone pole, then a hydrant, drove through a fence, and then ended up in that swimming pool. It all happened on Route 12 in Ledyard around 10 o'clock Sunday morning. 2 kids were injured in that accident. Luckily, that pool was not full of water.
I've been towing since I was 16 and I'm 75 now, and that's the worst one I've seen in a single accident, and they were very, very lucky.
Harvin now faces charges of reckless driving, reckless endangerment, and failure to obey a signal. The Newtown police officer who was placed on leave after being criticized for his late response to the shootings at Sandy Hook is now retiring from the force. Lieutenant George Cinco was off duty at the time of the shooting. He was working a side job directing traffic at a construction site. The 49-year-old was supposed to have an emergency police radio on, but it wasn't turned on. He finally responded to Sandy Hook 2 hours later. The News-Times reports that Cinco officially retired last week on paid leave. The manhunt is still on tonight for a registered sex offender that police are warning is violent. Officials say David Lane walked away from Connecticut Valley Hospital in Middletown last Thursday. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, red and white sneakers. If you see him, do not approach him, but call 911. Still ahead tonight right here on News 8, Nigerian officials say they found hundreds of kidnapped girls, but say they cannot save them. We'll explain. Plus, not all kids had the day off from school on this Memorial Day. That controversial story coming up. Big developments on those kidnapped schoolgirls in Nigeria tonight. The government's defense chief says he knows where those girls are. They cannot use force to free them. The air marshal says they don't want to risk the girls getting killed in a rescue mission. Nearly 300 girls were abducted last month by that extremist group, Boko Haram.
Bon voyage. And we pray for you and you pray for us.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying goodbye to Pope Francis earlier today in Israel. Pope Francis wrapped up his trip to the Holy Land with a mass at what's believed to be the site of the Last Supper. Francis met with both Israeli and Palestinian presidents and has invited them now to join him at the Vatican next month to pray for peace. Both have accepted that invitation. Pope Francis also announced he's going to meet with a group of sex abuse victims for the very first time. It'll happen next month at the Vatican. He declared zero tolerance for any member of the clergy who would violate a child. Heartbreak continues now after that horrific mass shooting in California. Investigators continue to look into those 6 deaths at UC Santa Barbara. All of this as the reality of losing loved one is now hitting hard for those victims' families. Paul Verkaman has the very latest from Santa Monica.
Richard Martinez wants to make sure his son's death means something.
They need to know, put faces and names and histories to the people who died, to make it real for them.
His son Chris was one of 6 people police say were killed by Elliot Rodger. The 22-year-old went on a shooting rampage near UC Santa Barbara Friday night. According to police, Rodger's first victims, 3 men, were in his apartment. Then they say Rodger drove to a sorority house and opened fire outside, killing 2 female students.
We need a second ambulance for another gunshot wound to 6553 Cardinal, IV Deli Mart, code 3.
Police say he killed Chris Martinez at the IV Deli.
We got another gunshot victim at 7-Eleven. Shots fired, shots fired.
Investigators say the suspect then fired at people randomly from his car.
I was the only one, and he looked directly at me. He talked to me, and then he just shot at me multiple times. And somehow, even though I hadn't even ran yet, he didn't hit me.
Police say Roger then took his life. Inside his car were 3 handguns, all legally purchased, and 400 rounds of ammunition. The sheriff says Roger suffered from mental health issues. Roger posted his bitter feelings in a YouTube video and 137-page manifesto. He emailed it to his mother, his therapist, and others, outlining what he called the day of retribution for feeling lonely and being rejected by women. Richard Martinez hopes, if nothing else, the tragedy brings about change.
These things are going to continue until somebody does something. So where the hell is the leadership? Where the hell is these people we elect to Congress that we spend so much money on?
Roger was an on and off student at Santa Barbara City College. All of his victims attended UC Santa Barbara. Reporting from Santa Barbara, I'm Paul Verkamen.
A deadly plane crash now in North Carolina. One person died when that small plane went down last night. It happened in a wooded area not far from Charlotte. The pilot was the only person on board. The FAA is now investigating. Now to a train crash, all caught on camera in California. Look at this. You can see a semi-truck on those train tracks. It happened in the city of Chowchilla. Well, the person who shot the video says that truck might have been stuck. Then moments later, that train comes barreling into it. Luckily, no one was hurt. The driver had already gotten out of that truck. Americans around the country mark the day today with parades and ceremonies, including, of course, President Barack Obama. Just hours after arriving back to Washington from a surprise trip to Afghanistan, President Obama laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington National Cemetery. Obama pledged that the war in Afghanistan will end by the end of the year. He also promised to do more about the scandal plaguing the VA.
We've been reminded in recent days we must do more to keep faith with our veterans and their families and ensure they get the care and benefits and opportunities that they've earned and that they deserve.
Also, Mr. Obama also said that, quote, everything we hold precious in this country was made possible by Americans who gave their all. While kids in Connecticut had the day off of school today for this solemn holiday, some students in Texas did not. Thousands of students in the Houston area had to go to class today, believe it or not. They were making up for missed school days due to bad weather earlier this year. Many schools planned Memorial Day themed activities. Parents, well, they were split on whether their kids should have the day off.
I mean, it's a national holiday to remember our troops, and I think that they should have just did it another day, that we could have made it up any other day.
Some of those parents actually kept their kids at home. Now the school district is mulling over whether or not the absence should be excused. What do you think about this? Is it right to hold classes on Memorial Day, all to make up for bad weather in Texas, no less? Weigh in on our Voice of the People hotline. That number 212-203. 212 WTNH. You would think I would know that number by heart by now, right? We're going to air some of your opinions every night on our 5 p.m. broadcast. In Colorado now, the search is on for 3 missing people in a massive mudslide. It happened in the remote area of Mesa County last night. That slide, about 4 miles long, 2 miles wide. Officials say the missing men lived near that mudslide, but they never returned home. Heavy rains are being blamed for causing it. Well, here at home, we had a glorious Memorial Day in most parts of the state, although we saw some rain early this morning.
Some towns did see some spot showers, but overall, Ann, it was a really nice day. Temperatures were solid across the state. We definitely appreciate today and take it all in tomorrow because we have a major change on the approach. So here is your wider perspective. We can see some clouds moving in and some spot showers for parts of Windham counties. Now let's zoom in and You can see those clouds moving in, getting a little thick out there. So just passing clouds for western Connecticut, a few more clouds farther inland. Now, hour by hour forecast, I have a lot of pause points here because we're starting to see active weather for tomorrow, and our RPM model hour by hour is picking this up. So tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when you head out the door, head back to school, head back to work, you're not going to need your umbrella, but take it with you because already by about 10 a.m. we're starting to see some spot showers. And even though we're not picking up showers here, I do think we'll see them. And in fact, I added the threat of an isolated thunderstorm for the shoreline. This is when it gets really active. So I'll be here tomorrow with meteorologist Kevin Arno, and we'll be tracking this potential severe weather headed our way. And I don't want to say severe weather, but maybe 1 or 2 severe thunderstorms moving across the state. And that has to do with the fact that we have a lot of daytime heating, so that will set into place any kind of instability in the atmosphere, and that certainly could trigger a lot of thunderstorms. So I'll be tracking that for you. You can always log on to WXEdge.com for more updates there. Still seeing some clouds and some scattered showers on Wednesday. High pressure system develops, and then Thursday seeing lots of sunshine. Out the door tomorrow morning, temperatures are in the 60s, 70s by lunchtime, but there you go. I did add the threat of an isolated thunderstorm along the shoreline, perhaps parts of southern Fairfield County. 79 at 5 p.m. and 82 degrees at 5 p.m. inland, so seeing those warmer temperatures. Now, weather stories also include 60s making a comeback, and the work week does end wet. So we're going from 84 on Tuesday to 64 on Wednesday. That's the backdoor cold front northeasterly sweeping on down. Temperatures will be well below average, 70s by Thursday into Friday and Saturday. But that's a huge difference, 80s to 60s. And tonight we're going to keep it in the 50s and 60s with those spot sprinkles for northeastern Connecticut. You have a great night. Extended 8-day forecast keeping it cooler, unfortunately, on Wednesday and Thursday for the shoreline. I'm still going to leave it in the 60s, tracking thunderstorms in the forecast. Unsettled Friday, showers on Saturday, and then tracking the potential for some more showers next Tuesday. A lot of weather going on, but get on out there, enjoy tomorrow because it's going to be chilly on Wednesday. 60s.
Not looking forward to that.
Not at all. Me neither.
We got so many great reported pictures today, though, of people showcasing all the
that.
celebrations out there today. Check this picture out. It came to us from Anne Marie. It's of the soldiers in the Connecticut National Guard. That's Unit 142 marching in the South Windsor Memorial Day Parade today. Thank you to all of those who have served and who have given their lives for this country. Still ahead tonight right here on News 8 at 11. What terms are people in Connecticut Googling the most? A bizarre answer for you when we come back. All right, how many times a day do you find yourself saying, just Google it? Everybody likes to Google things, right? But a new study now shows the popular searches in each state. Okay, so what are we Googling here at home? Apparently, the Dave Matthews Band and the rap group Wu-Tang Clan are popular searches. Right next to Googling, and I cannot figure this one out, hearing voices. What's happening here? And Pepperidge Farms, quite a variety there. You can get that whole list by visiting our website at WTNH.com. Wu-Tang Clan, there you have it. We'll be right back after this.
Check, check, check. Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
So one more nice day.
I just told her she rocked it.
Oh my gosh, no.
You did a great job. Now tomorrow we have temperatures starting off in the 60s, mostly sunny skies, and then I added thunderstorms by noon for the shoreline, and it looks like thunderstorms at 5 p.m. So take the umbrella with you. You will need it tomorrow, and then on Wednesday you're going to need a jacket because temperatures are going to only top out in the 60s.
Oh, Burr, all right. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope you had a great holiday today. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Sports
Live. This is Sports Edge.
Yeah, the streak is over. It has been a rough go for the Red Sox. A 10-game losing streak for the reigning World Series champs today, trying to shake that streak and the frustrations that come along with it. Down at Atlanta, and it looked like a sure loss today. Fifth inning, the Sox were trailing 6-1. But they rally against the Braves. Dustin Pedroia with the bases loaded, knocks in a pair. All right, it's a 6-3 game. And then it's David Ortiz's turn. I think he was telling the Brave fans, hey, watch me, because I'm about to tie this game, which is exactly what he does. There it is, a 3-run homer. Then they had to sit through a rain delay, and eventually they win the game by the final count of 8-6. The Yankees end up beating St. Louis, a long day, an hour rain delay, and then they go to extra innings. Yanks jump out to the lead. First inning, Jacoby Ellsbury singles in a run. It was 3-1 Yankees, then the Cards tie it at 3, and so they go to extra frames. In the 12th, Brian Roberts breaks the tie with the single, but the Yanks needed more. And they get more. Brandon Ryan comes through with the big hit, puts the Yanks up 6-3 in the 12th. They hold on to win it. 6-4 is the final. The Met bullpen blows another one today, this time to Pittsburgh. Can't hold a 2-0 lead in the 8th. Jose Valverde comes in and gives up 4 runs in less than an inning's work, although he doesn't even get much help from his defense here after the Gabby Sanchez single. The Mets throw the ball around the yard. Pirates score 5 runs in the final 2 innings to blow a perfectly good start from Jacob deGrom, who went 6 2/3 innings without giving up a run. In the end, it's a Met loss. 4-3 is the final. And you know, baseball's not the only sport hit by rain delays today. Some rain out at tennis's French Open, and Novak Djokovic uses that delay to make a new friend. Watch him clear out some space for the ball boy, who's there to hold the umbrella. Well, Djokovic not only holds the umbrella for the ball boy, but he gets the young man a drink. And I'll tell you what, I think it's the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Djokovic was not so kind to his opponent, João Sousa. Of the surprises today, Stanislas Wawrinka was beaten by Guillermo Garcia Lopez. Nicolas Mahut was among those losing their match today, but the final outcome of that match apparently lost on at least one reporter during the interview session.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I lost.
You lost?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what happened out there?
Are you serious?
No.
Did you watch the match?
No, I didn't. I was told that you won. I'm sorry.
Question en français, s'il vous plaît.
Just a little awkward, huh? Earlier tonight on our Sports Edge show on MyTV9, we had a New Haven fighter, actually 2 of them, Christian Lau and Jimmy Williams, in to talk about their fight Saturday night. They were sparring partners, and now they're fighting each other for the Connecticut Light Middleweight Championship. John Pearson had him do some fighting right here on set tonight.
But you're going to fight right now because I'm not letting you go out of here until you throw punches. So let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Get
there
it on.
You go.
Get it on. The Rock'em Sock'em Robots. This will determine the way. Oh, best 2 out of 3. Come on, do it. Best 3 out of 5. I think you got a defective one. Hold on, switch this up. This guy's a blue. Fight him.
You can't do that in a real fight. You can't switch sides. You can't switch sides. Look,
Christian, all I'm saying is that this better not be a precursor for what we got going on. I want to wish both you guys good luck, and that doesn't mean not good luck to the other one, but I hope you put on a great fight.
I guarantee it'll be a great show.
Yeah,
everybody tune in.
It's going to be a lot of noise there.
We'll see who wins the real fight. It's Saturday night. Like I said, congratulations and good luck to both of these guys. They've had good careers, albeit young. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.